welcome to the great outdoors. Today we're going to learn how to assemble this Solos 3000, build a fire, and put out a fire, or how I like to remember it, ABP, assemble, build, put out.
Golly gee, I wish I had somebody to help me lift this. It's so heavy. Oh.
A few minutes later.
Need some help, partner?
Yeah, please. "25 feet. First, let's assemble. First, you're gonna remove this top here, keep it around, you might need it later. And then we're gonna take out, we got 2 rings going on here. Ring on the top, ring on the bottom. And you remember where these go, because it goes ring on the top, then ring on the bottom. Here's your bottom ring. You're gonna pick up the stove, put it on the bottom ring, then take your ring on the top, put it on the top, so the fire remains contained. Now when you pay your $10 at the desk, you're paying for this nice stove, but you're also paying for a fine stack of wood. So let's get it, let's build. Now when I went to the desk, they not only gave me all this handy dandy stuff, but they gave me this cup of fire starter. Now this is gonna be extremely helpful for you while you're trying to make the fire. Something else you wanna get is maybe some little twigs to start out once you set this in here and set it on fire, get a little bit of twigs. But one thing to remember, do not get your little twigs off of bushes and trees around campus. Now when you're stacking this wood in here, this is what's known as a smokeless fire pit. That means it has no smoke. But once you start stacking this wood above this rim, it all of a sudden becomes no longer a smokeless fire pit, but a smoking fire pit. Now that we've got these raging flames of fury going, it's important to remember to always have an emergency cup of water in case those flames start getting a little bit too high. You can put them out easily. Now it's time for our last step, the P, put out your fire. Once those raging flames have gotten going, it might take some time for them to die down, so you might have to sit with it for a little while. But once they're died down, they're inside the fire, smokeless fire pit, you're gonna take this nifty 50 lid that you've been keeping around just for such a time as this. You're gonna set it on top, and that's gonna put those flames right out. But you gotta sit with it, let it cool until it is cool enough to move back on to where it goes. Now don't use water to put out this fire unless it's an emergency, because otherwise you're gonna get a bunch of rust in here and nobody wants that. So don't do that. I know you want to, but don't do it. Now once your 3000 has cooled down adequately, it might take some time, maybe all night. You just need to go away, come back. Once it's cooled down, make sure, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, put all your ashes in this bucket right here. Pour them in there, put all your ring on the bottom, ring on the top, put them back in there, and load it back in here. You're gonna have to go to the RA at the desk, ask them for that lock to open up and put it right back in here. Then go on back to the desk and receive your collateral. Thanks for joining me today at Fire Pit Safety 101. Don't forget what Smokey Bear says, the fire is the most important thing that you could ever put out in your life.